So we need to talk about this. I'm sorry to have to break this news to everyone, but, well, apparently Xbox is over. It's Jover. It's gone. Take all your consoles now, throw them in the garbage, smash your controllers against the concrete. It's over. Done. We're over. The console wars are lost. Xbox is finished. Phil Spencer has flushed the entire company down the toilet. News at 11. Wow. Just wow. So I made a video when let me check my channel here. I made a video 2 days ago. 4 days ago. I made a video 4 days ago and I put it up on the channel, and I honestly am surprised that it didn't get more traction than it did, especially now, considering that this is literally like the only effing thing that people can talk about. But I made a video called, "Is Starfield finally coming to PlayStation 5?" And this was based on a rumor article that I read, that I came across. And since then, this has like become one of the most number one suggested videos that I see whenever I get on YouTube, like even on Twitter. It's baffling how much this has blown up. So anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. Welcome to the Neko Café podcast, guys. My name is Gruzbee, and the Catgirl is Fumi-chan. This is the channel where I talk about whatever I want to, because it's my channel and you can't stop me. Anyway, we're going to talk about Xbox and Starfield and this big pile of bullcrap that I keep seeing. So, guys, I just did a search, okay? I did a search on YouTube. I literally just typed in the words Xbox, right? I typed in Xbox, and literally, I'm gonna skim. All right, I'm gonna skim the highlights here. So it's like Xbox plans are leaking. It's worse than we thought. Xbox is a joke. Xbox Game Pass dead. What? And let me see. Internet in disbelief as reports state Xbox will launch exclusives on PS5. Oh my effing Lord, no! How could they? Oh no, as if we've never had a game that's been on Xbox also be on PlayStation before. Now, I know I'm look, shut up. I'm exaggerating a little bit, okay? I know I am. I'm exaggerating. Don't hate me. But come on. I don't think it's officially been confirmed, right? So just to make sure, I don't think that Phil Spencer has actually came out and said, you guys are right. Xbox is over. We're done. We're shutting it down. We're gonna put all of our exclusives on PlayStation. I think Xbox has definitely done one of those things where maybe their reach may have slightly exceeded their grasp. It's also possible that Starfield, and people are blaming Starfield for this. I think it's kind of funny that they're holding Starfield up on this pedestal, even though they're the ones that say it's the worst game ever made. They're still putting it on this pedestal. So the idea is that Starfield was supposed to save Xbox. It was supposed to push a billion consoles. And I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe people did buy Xboxes for Starfield. I don't. I would never play Starfield on console. Not really, because first of all, I knew that it was going to be locked at 30 frames per second. And I think the last game I tried to play on console that was locked to 30 FPS was The Outer Worlds. I think The Outer Worlds, if it wasn't locked at 30 FPS, it felt like it was, and I couldn't aim for crap. Now, that was a few years ago, mind you. That was several years ago. But I wasn't going to play Starfield on console unless I just had no other choice. First of all, it's a big-ass game, and that would have pretty much wiped out my whole internal storage. But yeah, I think maybe some brains at Microsoft or Xbox, just maybe they counted their chickens before they hatched, you know. Maybe they built a few too many bridges before they were burned. What is another great adage? Stuck their fingers in too many pies without enough plums. You know, I'm sure there's some more going on around out there that I don't know about. But I think, yeah, it comes down to they were counting their money before they got it. And but I think blaming Starfield for this and here I don't think that this is the end for Xbox. If anything, this is just more revenue. It doesn't cost them anything to do this that I'm aware of. I mean, yeah, the console wars are over. This is nothing new. This is not new news. Where's this one video at? Where is this at? Yeah, 2 days ago. Xbox console war is dead. Dude, really? Have you not been keeping up with things? PlayStation more or less won the console wars a long time ago. Yeah. So, it's official. Console wars are over. You guys, come on, seriously. But I don't think that this move is going to kill Xbox. I don't think Microsoft is out to kill Xbox. And, you know, whenever somebody is like, I will never do this ever, you know, never say never, because then you just look like a jerkwad whenever you have to go back on your word, you know. This is exactly that. If Microsoft does move their games to PlayStation, all this does is just mean, oh, well, they said one thing and they did something else. Big effing deal. When has that never happened in the history of the internet or corporations? Show me a corporation that has never said, I'm not going to do this thing, or I will do this thing, only to 3 years, 5 years, 10 years later, do that very same thing that they said they weren't or were going to do. You guys get what I'm saying, right? Honestly. But I think holding Starfield personally responsible for this is kind of a dick move. I think that that's just pure Starfield hate and vitriol coming out of the woodworks. First of all, if Xbox was stupid enough to bank their entire future on one game, then that's wow. Then, yeah, maybe they do deserve to crash and burn, but I doubt that that's what they were doing. They obviously wanted Starfield to succeed, and for the most part, Starfield had a hell of a launch. It did some pretty good sales. But, you know, I said this about a game just, in one of a previous video that I made, talking about Pow World. You know, Pow World is like the it game right now. It's literally the most popular game on the internet, I think, in the world. But even it's not going to last forever. I mean, I think people are going to eventually reach some point where they're going to be like, you know, I've put 500 billion hours on this game. I would really like to go scratch something else. You know, this itch has been scratched. I'm itching for something else now. And there's going to always be that. As many hours as people put on Minecraft, I think that they do play other games. Maybe there's like a few people who have only ever played one game for their entire lives, but I've never met one. If you are one, maybe you can speak out and give us a very unique perspective on why it is that you do this. But I think for the most part, people like to play more than one game. So yeah, people played Starfield, they beat it, they had that steak dinner, and they were like, yeah, you know, it was either okay or it wasn't okay, and they moved on. And I think Starfield will get a resurgence as soon as some DLC comes out, or the creation engine gets dropped. And, you know, there will be a slight fluctuation and maybe a spike in some sales, you know, new interest. People are going to buy it just for curiosity's sake. I am willing to bet that people are even going to buy Starfield just so they can hate review it, which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life. But yeah, go ahead, spend your money on something that you absolutely want to hate. But I think blaming Starfield for Xbox's woes, and even, are they even real woes at this point? I mean, can we confirm that? Let me see. Let me do a search here. Xbox confirms games going to PlayStation. Let's see. So the last thing we heard about was Xbox will speak on PlayStation cross-platform rumors, says CEO. This was 2 days ago. It's rumored that Xbox plans to release its own exclusive games on rival PlayStation. And then Phil Spencer, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, promised a business update event. Okay, so here's what Phil Spencer said. We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. And you know, here's the thing. Guys, that could literally be anything. I'm not saying it isn't about games going to PlayStation 5, because if it does, I mean, what's the big deal? So some exclusives are going to PlayStation 5. Big whoop. I mean, they're just going to be drawing revenue from those other consoles. Honestly, if I had a console, exclusivity would be the last thing that I would want. I would make a great console and hope that fan loyalty and consumer loyalty would let that ride. Maybe there would be a few really good gems that would be exclusive, but, you know, after a while, exclusivity only matters in like the immediate. I mean, this isn't like Xbox 360 days, right? Where an exclusive, the longevity of an exclusive was a lot longer than it is now. I feel like the time frame for exclusivity is shorter. Like, for example, when a game goes to PlayStation first and then they give it like a year or two and then it goes to other consoles, I think that that's more the idea here. I mean, we've seen that with some other titles. We've seen that with some other games. And I think that that's not bad. I think that's a model that could work, you know. For that initial burst of sales, yeah, sure, keep it exclusive. But then after a while, when it doesn't matter and nobody gives a damn anymore, then open it up to the market. Let other consoles have a bite at it and generate some more revenue like that. I think that even if Starfield does go to PlayStation 5, What the hell does it matter at this point? Everybody's saying the game is dead, so let it. Why do you care if a dead game goes to effing PlayStation 5? Honestly. So, yeah, that's just crazy talk. But it could be this business update event that Phil Spencer is talking about. It very well could be that they could be talking about this rumored new digital only Xbox, this new Xbox that has been rumored to go around. Let me see, where is that at? I think there's like a digital only or a slim version or something. There was a rumor of of a possible new console that's going to be digital only as part of this new digital frontier that every console manufacturer, gaming distributor is pushing for. So it could be that. It could be that, yeah, they're going to announce that Starfield goes to PlayStation 5. But I really don't think that Phil Spencer is going to take the stage, pick up the microphone, and be like, guys, we got to talk about this. Guys, it's over. Xbox is done. You're right. The internet is right. The internet is always right. I'm just hanging it up. There goes my tie. I'm putting my tie on the hook. I'm going to get in my bathrobe. I'm going to get a effing 5-gallon jug of ice cream and I'm going to watch Netflix and I'm going to not shave for the next 30 days. F it all. I don't think Phil Spencer's going to say that. I don't think he's going to say that at all. So if anyone's like expecting this sort of admission, maybe they should check their reality a little bit. But I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong about things before. And if I am, I will make a retraction video and I will be like, guys, I'm sorry. I was wrong. The internet is right. The internet is always right. It's over. I'm hanging up my tie. I'm putting my tie on the hook. I'm going to get in my bathrobe. I'm letting all the Catgirls go. I'm going to eat ice cream and I'm going to watch the Disney Plus channel because I got to catch up on The Simpsons. But I don't think that's going to happen. I know Xbox sales have kind of lagged behind PlayStation for a while now. And I think that, even if they were to branch out, it's probably not the worst thing in the world. Game Pass, I think, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Game Pass. I feel like it's a great way for people to play games for a service fee. But I feel like at the end of the day, if people are playing it, I don't know. How does that work? How do you make money from a subscription model like that without charging hundreds of dollars a month? Because here's the thing. You could charge $70 for a game, or you could charge, which could be beaten in a month, right? Some people I know a few people who could literally beat a game like Starfield or your average, let's say 60-hour game, right? I know these guys will literally sit down and play for 3 days straight until they beat it, right? That's 3 days. So they got Game Pass. They pay a subscription, $20 a month, however much it is now. Dude, they could burn through more games in a month of Game Pass. It's crazy. How do you calculate net revenue for something like that? I just don't get it. It's great for me. I mean, hell, I'll keep my Game Pass so that I can try out games for free because that's kind of what they are. I mean, for $20 a month, as long as it's in the Game Pass library, I can try it and play it. And if it sucks, I literally am out almost $0. So I don't know. Starfield, I'm very disappointed in the fact that Starfield ended up being such a hated title. And I sort of saw this coming after the first few weeks that the game launched. I had the terrible fortune of taking a almost week and a half, 2-week long vacation, like right after Starfield launched. Because I was really hoping that Starfield was going to be the game that was going to turn my channel around. And I had been making all of these plans. I mean, I'm not much of a lore expert. Diving into lore and sifting through all of these backstories is just not something that I have the time or the dedication for. There are people who have channels that can do that infinitely better than I can. But I really wanted to do videos talking about Starfield, and I wanted to make a lot of Starfield content. And I did the first live stream when Starfield came out. You know, when it launched, I did a live stream, and then I did subsequent live streams. Then I took that vacation, right? And I even planned ahead for the vacation. I made content. I made videos. I made videos talking about exploring the planets. Guys, you have to understand. While I get that maybe it was premature on my part to assume that Starfield was going to be a big hit for the channel, or even a hit at all, with the gaming community, you have to understand that I'm going back on past Bethesda games here, right? So there are like 10 years later, people that are still making Fallout 4 videos. I did some Fallout 4 live streams. They did great. You know, so I had this idea that, you know, maybe if Starfield didn't take off solidly, maybe it would build up, you know, and I could generate some content for the channel. And given that we had the potential of exploring like 1,000 worlds here, right? We had the potential of exploring 1,000 worlds. Okay. So even if I made a video, and I made two videos called Exploring the Planets. If I made one of those videos where I just sat down and explored a planet, you know, went and did an abandoned facility or something, looked for something interesting to find, picked up some loot, took a snapshot, that's 1,000 videos. That's not including the live streams where I play the main quest scenarios or side quests. Heck, I could even do one live stream where I play the main quests, do a completely set of streams or content where I do side quests. And then there was always the news and update videos where I'm talking about, you know, stuff like updates, patches, you know, tips and tricks. Stuff that I can do. I'm like, man, I can make this content. I saw a potential for making content for the next 2 to 3 years. Even if it was pure exclusive Starfield content, right? 2 years, 3 years tops. Just pure Starfield content. And that's not including other games that I could play and stream. So yeah, I was very disappointed when I come back from vacation and everyone is like, you know, oh, sorry guy, didn't you know Starfield is like the biggest flop in history? Yeah, I mean, you know, Cyberpunk 2077, we love Cyberpunk 2077 now, but we're never going to love Starfield. And I feel like, you know, I got a little, I won't lie. I got a little resentful. My one remaining feeling got hurt because I was like, I didn't bank everything on Starfield. I wasn't that dumb. But I think that the idea that everyone turned so quickly on Starfield, and yet even today, like, Bethesda is issuing updates and patches and fixes, and they're actively working on the game. I mean, they're not like, they haven't washed their hands of it that I'm aware of, but people were so, I mean, we saw this, I can literally draw a parallel between Starfield and Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, I can draw a parallel between Cyberpunk 2077 and No Man's Sky. There have been some shit games that the community has literally just dogpiled. I mean, doo-doo level games. But for some reason, they will forgive CD Projekt Red. They will forgive No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk 2077, but we will never. It's like Bethesda personally came and took a massive dump in everyone's breakfast. They will never forgive Bethesda. And it baffles me. It baffles me so much that I think that even if, you know, like, Bethesda were to remake Starfield from the ground up, you know, Starfield 2.0, right? Even if they were to make Starfield again from the ground up and issue like the greatest comeback patch update of all time, I don't think anybody would still forgive Bethesda. And that just, I don't know, that level of hatred baffles me. And it sort of made me spiteful there, you know, and I was just like, yeah, I don't think I don't know that I want to do this anymore. I don't know that I want to stream. I definitely can't stream Starfield. I definitely can't make videos praising Starfield. So, yeah, I felt a little betrayed by the universe. I don't want to say I was betrayed by the community or by the fans of Bethesda, because there's always going to be a split in any fandom. There's always going to be a split. You know, the most perfect game could come out, people are going to hate it. You know, the most perfect movie could come out, people are going to criticize it and call it a piece of crap. You know, you could have a game like Power World that is just breaking all the records and setting precedent after precedent, and people are still going to hate it for some unknown reason. So it's not about that. It was just, I felt like I had an opportunity to redefine the channel, to grow the channel, and I was going to use this game to do it. And then, you know, the powers that be deemed it unworthy. And so that killed all possibility of Starfield being a game that I could live stream. And here's the ironic part of it. Okay, here is the delicious irony of all of that, is that now some of my most successful videos have been videos on Starfield. Yes, it's delicious irony. And I relish it. I mean, I go to bed at night, right? I take the tie off, I put the tie on the hook, I get in my bathrobe, I get my ice cream, I sit down in front of the TV, and I go, yeah, keep watching that video. Yeah, give me all the views. So in a weird sense, even though I'm not live streaming Starfield and I'm not really making, you know, like videos exploring the planets like I wanted to, I feel like Starfield, in a necrotic way, if that's the way I can put it, in some sort of weird necrotic way, is still working for the channel, just not in the way that I intended it to. So, you know, hats off to everyone who watches all my Starfield stuff. There will be more. As long as there is Starfield news, I'll cover it, you know, and you guys can debate about it in the comment section until you're blue in the face about Starfield good, Starfield bad. Here's the great thing, guys. I don't care, and I don't have to care. have your opinions. I'm just here to make the content and you're here to watch it. You know, my job is to sift through the comment sections and pick out the ones that are stupid and get rid of them because that's fun. So, no, in a nutshell, coming back around to the conversation at hand, I don't feel like, that this is the absolute end for Xbox, despite the, there's a term for it. There is a term for it. I think it's called, yellow journalism. Yeah. Yellow journalism and yellow press are American terms for journalism and associated newspapers that present little or no legitimate, well-researched news, while instead using eye-catching headlines for increased sales. Techniques may include exaggerations of news events, scandal mongering, or sensationalism. By extension, the term yellow journalism came to mean stories that were emotional or exaggerated and featured topics like crime, sex, or violence. And I don't know, does that sort of sum up what we're seeing on YouTube? I don't know. I mean, I'm looking through some of these thumbnails for this Xbox thing going on, and I don't know. I'll leave that question with you guys. You know, all I know is that I personally don't feel like this is the end for Xbox. Even if they were to move their entire library over to PlayStation, I don't think that that's like necessarily the end. You know, it could be for a lot of different reasons, but I don't think that it matters in the way that people are trying to make it matter at the end of the day. And as far as Starfield being the death nail for Xbox, I don't see that necessarily being the case either. There are a lot of other great titles that are keeping Xbox afloat. I mean, if Starfield were, say, the only game that Xbox had in its pocket, then yeah, they would be doomed. But it's not. There are other titles that Xbox has. Maybe they counted their chickens before they hatched. Burned that bridge before they crossed it. But I don't think that it's correlating in the way that we're thinking that it does. So yeah, I think the whole thing is just sort of being blown out of proportion. Sort of like these YouTubers that are quitting, you know, that are retiring from YouTube. After 10 years, you know, they've retired from YouTube after 10 years and they've moved on to something else. Oh my gosh. And now it's like everyone, dude, if I saw one thumbnail with a crying MatPat in the as part of the thumbnail, if I saw a video with a crying MatPat in the thumbnail, okay, if I saw one, I saw 1,000 of them, to the point that it lost its meaning. It lost its relevance at that point, and it just became people cashing in. Oh no, MatPat is leaving YouTube. It's all over. What does this mean for the platform? Nothing. But, you know, it was a way for people to cash in on that. It was clickbaity. You know, I feel like this is sort of the same thing, you know. So, I mean, am I cashing in on this? Sort of. I'm not going to deny that I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to talk about it in the sense that, oh no, Xbox is over. No, I'm not riding that wave. I'll ride this wave over here that says Xbox is not over. You've all been fooled. Maybe that should be the title for this episode. Xbox not over. You've all been lied to. Yeah, that would certainly be clickbaity too. Maybe there's a happy medium. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Just wanted to say thanks for everyone who has been supporting the channel recently. We're hitting unprecedented numbers, and I'm excited to see what 2024 has for the channel. I'm not going to lie. There were a lot of bad moments last year where I really considered just throwing in the towel. I didn't think we were ever going to get close to even hitting some of the numbers that I knew that we should have already hit. And even though I think that I'm going to be pulling back from live streaming, I'm not going to be doing as much of that for a while anyway, as I have been doing. I'm really excited. And I as much as I didn't expect to be a channel that talked about gaming news and updates, believe it or not, that's sort of some of the first videos that I made on the YouTube channel years ago, 10 years ago. They're no longer on the platform. I've rebranded too many times since then. But my first 5 videos on the channel, like one of my first videos was on I think it was Titanfall. It was either Titanfall or Titanfall 2. I think it might have been Titanfall 2. I can't remember. Like the servers were down. I made a video talking about that. I made a video talking about the Master Chief Collection not working. I made a video talking about updates and topics of that nature. So maybe in a weird sense, the channel is coming full circle in some weird way, you know, because I did, when I first started the channel, I wanted to talk about topics that interested me: anime, manga, gaming, and there was updates about games and anime and stuff. So, I mean, maybe we're coming full circle. So anyway, thank you everyone who has been watching, who has been commenting. Thank you for the nasty comments as well. And thank you to everyone who asks why I have a Catgirl avatar with a dude voice. That I never get tired of reading that one, and I never get tired of deleting them. So keep them coming and I'll keep deleting them. I made a YouTube short answering that question. So if you make it this far in the podcast and you have that question, you know, if this is the weirdest thing you've ever seen on the internet, go check out that short. It's in the shorts section. Enjoy. Yeah, if you made it this far in the episode or if the podcast, and you like what you hear, you like what you see, and you want more of this, then let me know. Put some comments in the comment section. Let me, give me some suggestions on some topics that you'd like to hear me cover for the podcast. And make sure while you're down there, you hit like and you subscribe to the channel. You know, we're still working on trying to hit some of those high numbers. We're pushing for 3,000 subscribers now. Yeah, so help us out with all of that. Every little bit helps. This has been the Neko Café podcast. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye.